Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a duo from New Haven, England that blends folk, progressive, and rock with a sound reminiscent of the late 60s and early 70s. From Dandelion Charm, please welcome John and Claire Fowler. Hello!
Hi, Allie.
How are you guys today?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Oh.
Really good.
Do you have a cold? What's up with that? Anyway. Do you guys have water in front of you?
We do.
Good. Okay, perfect. I don't want you to not be able to talk, John, for any reason. Okay. I told you I'm nuts. All right, so let's talk about you guys because you guys are amazing. And I'm going to tell you who you remind me of. I mean, it's already been said, but I will tell you who you remind me of. And I don't know, I listen to music 24/7. I'm just ever since I was little, and why I went into radio and now I do this. So I have a really bad habit of listening to new people and going, oh my God, does that ever sound like, so I'll tell you in a bit. But basically, I want you to tell me your journeys, like each of you, and when you guys got together, and Dandelion Charm, everything.
Okay.
Okay. Go on then.
Maybe I should start with John. John actually isn't very well today.
Aww.
But maybe I'll start with how we met.
Okay.
So John and I met because I was kind of going for an audition, to be in a band with
An interview for a rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An interview for
Did you
a
have your
band.
CV with you?
Yeah.
Good.
An audition to be singing in a band with John's brother. And John had been working for the past 10 years in a commercial studio and literally working in the studio 7 but 7 days a week, and probably only had about 2 or 3 days off in that whole 10-year period. And this working time was coming to an end, and it was so lucky that he came out that night. But the minute I walked into the pub, he was sitting there with his feet on the table in this pub, and I just thought, oh, who's that? And apparently you thought the same when you saw me as well. It was kind of, love at first sight, really. And then we've done loads of musical projects together. Dandelion Charm being the most recent, but most of them have been done just between us. We've got our own studio and we haven't really shared it much. Yeah.
Welcome. Zeb Studios.
I'm glad I'm here.
No one else has been in here.
Wow, I'm the first? Oh my God.
You are.
And I'm not even actually really there.
It's a complete lie.
You guys are crazy.
But we did things. We did things together. Like when we first met, quite soon after we met, we both discovered that we had a real love of David Bowie, and John said, "Oh, maybe we could do some Bowie, covers." And actually, we've got one which is on YouTube that you can see, which is of Let's Dance. But John is so amazing, such an amazing musician. He worked out. We ended up with 3.5 hours worth of Bowie covers, that we did together. We've done an 18-track concept album with War of the Worlds kind of narration in between the tracks, all of which has music to it. So,
and the 5 people that have heard it really like it. All 5 of them.
5. Don't ever go by that, by the way.
So, Dandelion Charm, we've been working, writing the Dandelion Charm project for about 2 years, and about a year in, really sort of after we released our first album, we were kind of thinking, why are we working so hard? We're working so hard to really do the very best music that we can and craft it, and nobody really knows about us, and
It's because we forgot to play it to anyone.
we realised that we didn't actually play it to anyone. And
Yeah.
although we launched the album with a party, sort of big gig and everything, just with friends and family, we didn't have the first clue about promotion, about the business side. And so since Christmas, that's what we've been trying to focus on. And we've met some amazing people online. So Ghostly Beard, I know he's been on your show.
I love him.
Yeah. Great. I love his music, and he's such an amazing supporter. He's such a generous guy. You yourself, obviously, and a lot of radio, internet radio sites have been playing our music. It's so exciting for us. You know, we've had the most amazing feedback, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which has just really spurred us on. So, anyway, you say something.
Oh, you've said everything. Where do I go from there?
I'll say something. How's that? I'll talk. Now, your first album, Tiny Drop, I'm gonna say a word wrong. It reveals a love of intricate harmonies and epic outros. They tell emotional stories of crazy kind of relationships. I'm not gonna say tumultuous. I did say it right, but I figured I'd say it wrong. Both lived and witnessed, and you can hear that in your music. And now I'm going to tell you who you remind me of, because I can't not tell you. So I'm the biggest Fleetwood Mac fan in the world. Well, probably not, but I'm going to say I am. I wanted to be Stevie Nicks when I grew up. You guys definitely remind me. Yeah, definitely. You guys definitely remind me of Fleetwood Mac. You sound more like Christine McVie than Stevie Nicks. Your voice is so crystal clear. It doesn't have that huskiness that Stevie has. But it's absolutely beautiful. And then I was listening and I'm like, wait, when you started harmonizing, I'm thinking, whoa, Mamas and Papas. And I was like, wow, because it hit me out of nowhere. And it totally mixes in with your sound, like the 60s and early 70s, definitely. Now, John, you spent like 20 plus years in the music industry, writing and producing. So you have a lot of experience that you brought to the table.
Yeah. I mean, it's all I've ever done. I mean, I started playing when I was 8. I started writing songs when I was 11. And I bought a 4-track, little cassette recorder that you could do 4 tracks on when I was 15. I had a job in some supermarket anyway. And I bought this thing and a microphone. And I used to spend all my summer holidays just recording. And I was a drummer. And I had a guitar, and I sort of fumbled my way around. I used to write songs. Then, of course, I needed to play bass, so I got hold of a bass. And basically, that's what I still do now. It's just that I've got someone that can sing as well.
Let's talk about Ola. Tell everybody who Ola is.
Shall I get her?
Yeah, go with her. Yeah, I'll tell you who Ola is, and John will go and get her.
Okay.
So Ola is the kind of third member of Dandelion Charm. Ola is a jumbo 12-string guitar that has been made by this amazing luthier in Sussex. His name's Ian Chisholm, and basically Ola, John tried a guitar of Ian's, and I said to him, "You should have a guitar like this. You really should have your own guitar." And what happened was basically what we did was we crowdfunded it. So we got have I done that bit?
No.
Okay. Sorry. All right. Let's start again. Okay. So
Okay, no, hang on. I can't stop laughing. Okay, so talk about crowdfund. I am so not editing this out, just so you guys know. This is staying.
Okay, so we decided to crowdfund it, and basically some people from John's work or people from the family, they put in what they could. Some people put a £5 in, some people put £10 in, and we got the money together for this guitar. it was fantastic because John went round for 3 hours, and Ian kept giving him different guitars and try this, try that, and John had a really clear idea of what he wanted. So he wanted this big jumbo body, and he wanted an extra long neck, and he wanted it to be down tuned to D because that's our sound. It's what we like.
I also wanted a button that would play itself. And I'm really lucky. It's come out really well. I just pushed this button. It plays all the songs for us. It's great.
Really? Wow, this guy is amazing at building guitars.
The thing is, the guitar itself was just absolutely amazing.
Let me just show you this. Look at the wood.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Who's in there?
Yeah.
And that's little emblem fella. Yeah.
And so
Wow.
that's Ola.
Well, Ola is gorgeous. I'm glad Ola is so part of the Dandelion charm. Now, Claire, you're a longtime visual artist and performer, and you love storytelling. You can tell just by listening to you sing the songs that you sing. You love storytelling, and your emotions in every single song. And I think it's when you write a song. I mean, bear in mind, I'm not a singer-songwriter at all, but I'm thinking that when you write a song, it's kind of like your baby. So every single song that you write, you're putting a piece of yourself in there, and you can hear that in all of your songs. But your voice, Claire, is just wow, amazing. It's beautiful. And I love in your bio it says, if John's the brain of Dandelion charm, then Claire's the heart. And you can definitely hear. Now, you are, like you said, building a following, which you guys are, and I don't know how many people I've talked to that absolutely love you. And the thing I love about the indie business is we have talked about, like, Ghostly Beard. It's everybody helps everybody out. It's not like, the people that are on radio and, doing really well and big, huge stars where they all sound the same as far as I'm concerned, but I love all of them. But yeah, it's just different. They're so caring. But yeah, the indie music is just amazing. I love how everybody supports each other. And if I haven't heard of a band, I'm getting other indie artists saying, hey, have you checked these people out? And your name comes up a lot. And you really work a lot. Like, you're out gigging constantly for open mics, music clubs. Now, you've also been on larger stages like the Big Green Cardigan Festival and St. Paul's Worthing. So you're definitely getting out there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So from doing your first album and not knowing how to get people to listen to it, you're doing a damn good job right now. And I am so, so happy that I get to be a part of that and help promote you. Now, you are coming out with a new album February 4th.
Yes.
And the
well, actually, it's at the 11th of February.
Okay.
We decided to have the release date and the gig celebration. We decided to tie it in, so it's the 11th of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's called Riding the Flood.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Now, you're also putting together a band of talented session musicians around you guys to provide like better live performances.
Well,
Different.
To give us some more options, because
Yeah, did I say better? That was wrong. I didn't mean better, but yeah.
the thing is that it's funny because some people have said to us, "Oh no, I like it with just you and
And the other one.
John and
That hairy one.
and Ola, because I don't know what John does with Ola, but
I didn't do anything with her.
you manage to recreate the essence of the track, which is a full production. So he's not just playing guitar parts, he's playing part of the bass, sometimes part of the piano or whatever.
That's piano.
And he's very percussive when he plays. So often people say to us, you've got a really big sound with just the two of you, but then we just, we'd love to be on a big stage and be able to recreate the full production, that we can hear it up here when we're singing, and what we're performing. For us, it's what's going on in the recording. And a friend of ours who's a phenomenal bass player actually phoned John about 6 weeks ago and said,
we need to talk.
I need to come round. And he was on our wish list, of if ever we could, have a band together, he'd be the one that we want. And he came round to the studio and he said to John, now's the time. You've got to do it now. And so, since we decided to have a bit of a change in the way that we approach things, the most amazing things have happened. Like we beyond our wildest dreams. We're now putting this band together. We're being played on the radio. All these amazing things have happened, and it's incredible. And it just goes to show that if you're frightened and hold things in, then the opportunities don't come to you. And it's like you say on your page, on your website. If you've got to work at it. And dreams will come true if you work for them. And that's definitely been our experience, isn't it? In the last year, certainly, yeah.
That's awesome. You guys just about made me cry. Don't make me cry. Okay, now I don't even know how to follow that up, for God's sakes, Claire. That was beautiful. Now you're also planning for a video collaboration with members of Brighton's parkour free running community to produce a music video for the epic EP track Wraith. Did I say all that right?
You did.
Yay!
Yeah. We've met a free runner, parkour athlete, I suppose you'd call him, and he absolutely loves the track Wraith as well, and we just thought there's so much power and energy in that song. It's written about. It's basically about the fallout of child abuse. It was written. John wrote it about a patient that he was caring for, and it's big stuff, But then that's what we write about. We write about the big things and the painful things, and not really many "Ooh Baby I Love You" songs in Dandelion Charm. Not yet, but well, probably not never. But but we just thought that the physical power, the physicality of a free runner, the jumping and the running and all that kind of stuff. It's just a metaphor for that kind of powerful emotion, And lots of our songs are the lyrics are. We like metaphor, don't we?
We do.
I love you guys. You can so tell you guys are in love. I went through a lot of child abuse for a lot of years. So I love that you wrote Wraith, and I love free runners. I think they are just amazing to watch, and it does go together. So it's going to be humongous. It's going to be so huge. So you've got to let me know when you've got that done, because I want you to come back on and we will show the world. Now, because you guys have been in the industry for many, many years, if you had any advice to give a new artist that was just starting, what kind of advice would each of you give them? Or to just one of you, whichever. I mean, obviously John doesn't talk much.
Can't get on with it anyways.
Oh.
Okay. I would say listen to the people that are doing the thing that you want to do, and then practice. And ignore everything that everyone else says. That's what I'd say. But that's because I listen to everyone else. So I know how it doesn't I'm the guy that went to a careers advisor when I was 16, and I said to him, whatever his name is, let's say his name's Dave. I said, I want to be. He said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be the drummer in the biggest band in the world. And he said, right. So he gave me a leaflet, and he said, yeah, you could be a builder's labourer. So don't do that.
Well, you proved him wrong, though, right? Ha ha.
I suppose.
Last laugh. That's good advice, because trust me, I get told, you're crazy for trying to do this, and you're never gonna, get anywhere, and blah blah blah, and haha. Anyways, Claire.
Well, I would say, even if something's scary, you got to do it anyway, and stop being so frightened. Stop being so frightened of failure, frightened of what other people are going to think, and just do it. And all you've got to do is put one foot in front of the other. Just tiny little steps. Tiny little steps after a period of time, you can turn back and you can see that you've actually come. You've made progress.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I don't know, sometimes I think, God, look what's happened in the last year. Imagine if we'd done it years ago, and imagine, the thing is, we didn't, but we're doing it now.
That's right.
And I of course I care what people think. I want people to love it. We love it. But also, on the other hand, whatever anybody says, it's not going to stop us, is it? It's not going to stop us, and we do it anyway, whether anyone was listening or not.
To be honest, that's what's great about what we're doing at the moment. This is what we're doing because we love it. I've spent a lot of time making music that I thought other people would like, or people tell me to make music that they think other people would like. And for the first time, we're really just making music that we like. So, I mean, I have listened to a lot of music in my life, and it's all those influences are going into this music, and we just do what we want. We're not trying to write hit singles.
Well, I think you are, but no, I don't mean I think you're trying to. I think you are succeeding at it. That is great advice. The frightened part, especially, Claire, because I know a lot of people are, and they'll put themselves up on YouTube. And I mean, we're all guilty of it. We're human beings. We want people to love what we do. We want to be accepted. And the thing that scares me, and that's why I ask everybody that comes on my show, and I'm so glad you talked about this, about advice, is because there's a lot of young artists out there. And I mean, we know social media can be not the nicest place in the world. So when they put themselves out there, I'm a mom, right? And I'm a grandmother. So it just, my heart's like, oh my God, I hope, nobody says anything mean. And of course it's going to happen. And it's so hard to tell somebody, don't be afraid. Just go out there and do it. And don't worry about what anybody says. And it's just, you got to get over that, I think. Because, I mean, not even as singer-songwriters in anything you do. But I'm so glad you talked about that, and I'm glad you talked about how you guys were a little bit frightened when you made your first album. So you didn't, promote it, and now that you guys you're seeing the results, which is amazing. And it just goes to show, what, number one, fear and maybe not knowing how to do it, as an artist, because most artists, you don't have to promote yourself, really. But you do. I mean, nowadays, there's so many people out there, you have to. I'm going to shut up because I'm talking too much. So anyways, thank you for talking about being frightened. And John, thank you for talking about, do what you do. And you guys are right. This is your passion. And you've got to follow your heart. You get one go around. Do what you love. Oh, I feel so bad for you. Okay. What two songs? First, before we get to the songs, I want to let everybody know. Everybody always knows my videos, interviews are edited in RAW. This one's going to be edited a bit, but it's gone clear and then it's gone kind of fuzzy. And they're in England. I'm in Canada. The beautiful Skype system is just a piece of crap as far as I'm concerned, but it works. So I'm still going to put this up because it's gold. I mean, you guys have said so many amazing things that I am going to edit a bit of it, but you're going to see sometimes you're nice and clear and sometimes you're a little fuzzy, but it still works. You are fuzzy, yeah. Okay, so what 2 songs are we going to hear from you guys?
Well, I'm going to pick Birdcage.
And I'm going to pick Skywalker.
Awesome. Do you guys want to talk a bit about what each the songs are about?
Well, Birdcage was written. Birdcage is a funny one because it's a real ping pong in the writing. To John, to me, to John, to me. But lyrically, it's written about a friend who came round to the house with a black eye and told me that she didn't want to talk about it. And it's very, very difficult. I found it very difficult to know what to do with that. So it's, again, it's not a lightweight subject, but in a nutshell, that's what it was in response to that, and looking at somebody else's relationship, or I mean, the song grew from that seed. That was the start of the seed of the song. Obviously, it's grown, but it's the thinking about looking at somebody's relationship that is so far. I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky. I've got John. He's Mr. Nice. That's his name. That's what everyone calls him. Nice Time John. That's his name, and that's so different to the character in Birdcage is so different from my experience. But
that's what it's based on. That's beautiful, and I can tell how much it affects you. Okay, Skywalker.
Well, you wrote that.
Similarly, Skywalker is it's about an unhealthy relationship. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's about carrying on with something that is not doing you any good.
Yeah. I'm going to share just a bit with you because of both those songs, and how I could see how much emotion you talked about, like with Birdcage. I was in the abuse cycle till 4 years ago. I'm going to be 50 December 9th, and I love the fact that you write about it and talk about it, and it needs to be talked about. And I think the hardest part, like you said, seeing somebody like that and you having a good relationship and you not knowing how to tell her, you know what, you need to get out. And even if you do, and I'm sure you've found out, or you will, you can talk till you're blue in the face. They have to realize themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of women don't, and they stay in till, they're no longer on this earth. And I somehow lucked out and my brain clicked in, but it took me, like I said, 48 years. And everybody says you don't waste your life. And I mean, I had really good parts. I had my daughter and blah, blah, blah. But you waste a lot of it being in the abuse cycle, and it's so hard to get out of. So I'm so glad that you talk about it and write about it. So that's why I asked you about them, because I know how I responded to them. So I was kind of assuming that was kind of what was behind them. So, yeah. So thank you so much for addressing all the hard issues that are out there, because people do, but you guys do it so beautifully. So yeah, I'm glad you write about it. I love your songs. I love your voice, Claire. Like, I'm serious. I'm in love with your voice. I'm in love with you guys. You guys are hilarious, just to say, and you're so friendly, and you can see the love between you guys, and it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So thank you so much for coming on. Everybody can buy your music online, as well as your website, dandelioncharm.com. It's going to be on my website, and all they have to do is click on it, and it'll go over to your website. They can find out way more about you guys and listen to all the rest of your songs. And like I said, anything new comes up or anything, just you know how to get a hold of me, and you're welcome to come back on anytime. This isn't a one-shot deal. So thank you. And like I said, the video is going to be a little funny, but it's going to be, I mean, I'm not redoing this because there's no way we're going to get all the good stuff that we got. So as long as you're okay with being clear and then fuzzy and then clear, we're good. All right. And everybody knows that comes on my show that, you know, it's a hit or miss. But yeah, I could talk to you guys all day, and I can't because it's going to take me like forever to get it uploaded to YouTube if I don't shut up. So anyways, thank you once again for taking time out of your day, especially John, because you're not feeling good. Thank you so much. And I wish you guys the best success in the world, because I listen to you and it's like I'm listening to somebody that's been doing this. Well, you guys have been doing this for years, but you should be on like #1 on iTunes, and you should be, walking across those AMA stages, and you just should be. You are that polished and that good, and the emotion that comes through those songs are amazing. So that is my hope for you guys, and if you do, just remember me. Anyways, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Ali. Thank you.
And thank you for joining me on Ali's Attic. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.